What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts World. We are staying in Australia tonight. Oh yeah, we are going to be checking out 20 dirty Australians slang words and phrases. Bear my side checks one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're just going to get round into it, folks. We're going to get right into it. Oh yeah.
What's good, y'all? Tristan here, and today we're gonna be going over to the dark side of Australian English. We're gonna be talking about the most gruesome, vile, nasty, dirty, perverted Australian words. Words that you would never say around your mother. So, if you have weak ears, if you don't like sexual, dirty topics, then click off this video, leave now. But if you wanna know some dirty Australian slang, you wanna get a little taste of what they say here down under, then keep watching, because we're getting right into it. 20 dirty Australian slang words. Number 1 is a slapper. A slapper is a slut, a whore, a dirty slapper. Number 2 is a wristy, or a rough wristy, and that means a hand job. If you're giving someone a wristy or a rough wristy, then you're giving them a hand job. Number 3.
I didn't know Australia had, I've never heard those slangs, man. Damn, I would have never thought. Wow, this is a whole new world for me there. A whole new world. Damn.
If you're giving someone a wristy or a rough wristy, then you are giving them a hand job. Number 3 is shag. Shag means to fuck, to have sex.
Yes,
you gonna shag? Yeah, we shagged. But if that is not a dirty enough way to say sex for you.
But I didn't know it was an Australian term. Yes, I use that a lot. Well, I take it back. I've used that. That term. Yeah, shag.
Don't worry, because we got another one. And that is root. To get a root. To get a root. To get some sex. To have sex. I don't think women would ever say this. This is strictly for the boys. You get a root last night? Oh, fuck yeah, man. Got a root. In similar fashion, we got number 5, which is a root rat. A root rat is a sex addict. Someone who really likes sex. Always looking for sex. Always hooking up with people. Always chasing after someone in the bars. You know, that, my friend, is a root rat. Number 6, and that is crack a fat. If you crack a fat, that means you're getting an erection. You are getting a stiff boner. Number 7, and we got gobby. Getting some gobby is to be getting head, to get a blowjob.
Yes, it sounds like that's a term for that.
Gobby is definitely one of my favorite dirty Aussie words. Next up is a fuckwit. A fuckwit is a fuckwit. It's an idiot. I don't know how else to say it. They're just a fucking idiot. They're a fuck.
Because I've heard, I don't know if it's an American term. Like I've heard like nimwit or something of that nature. So I don't know if it's an American thing or maybe it's an Australian term as well. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a variant of F with fuck with, like you said. I don't know, but I've heard that with part before.
This one is not as harsh as the past couple, but it is used a lot, and that is a wanker. You fucking wanker, you fucking dickhead. A wanker is just like a dickhead. Someone who's, I don't know, kind of like an asshole, an idiot. Hard to really pinpoint a definition of wanker, but I'd say the closest word to it is probably a dickhead. Mate's a fucking wanker. All right, now the next 3, I did not learn from hearing people say them, but I learned them from Cards Against Humanity Australian edition, where they have some cards that are related to just Australia, and I gotta say, some of those cards are pretty good and taught me some real dirty Australian slang, so brace yourself. The first one is a soggy sayo. A sayo is short for a square Australian biscuit, and a soggy sayo is pretty much when a bunch of guys get in a circle and they wank, they jack off, they do a little circle jerk onto a sayo, onto a little square biscuit, and the last one to finish has to eat the biscuit. Hence the name soggy sayo. You don't believe me? This is literally the definition on Urban Dictionary. Next up is a diggery-dildo. So a diggery-doo is an instrument that looks like this that the indigenous people of Australia play. Well, a diggery-dildo is pretty much a dildo that is the size of one of those instruments, a giant dildo. Man, that chick is loose as a goose down there. She could take a diggery-dildo. Quick stuff, we got dry as a witch's tit, or dry as a dead dingo's donger. And this just means you're really thirsty, but not thirsty for like water, like thirsty for beer, thirsty for another drink. The bartender's moving slow, there's a big line. Ah, man, I'm freaking dry as a witch's tit. Next up, number 13, and that is bat or crank. To have a bat, have a crank means to masturbate, to jack off, to jerk it, choke your chicken, whatever you want to call it. But just know in Australia there are 2 more ways to say it, and that is bat and crank. Number 14 is an axe wound, and a axe wound is just a vagina. I think we might have this in America, but I don't know. I haven't really heard it in America before. I don't think, like maybe once. Also, something you can know, here's a little bonus one, is fanny. So in America, fanny is like a polite way to say like your butt. Like you say it's like a kid, like, oh, like your bottom, your fanny, your behind. But in Australia, your fanny does not refer to your ass. A fanny in Australia refers to a vagina. Next up is a franger, and a franger is a condom. Kind of like how we say in America rubbers, but here in Australia, rubber doesn't mean condom, it means eraser. Speaking of condoms, you're gonna wanna put one on your old fella. Because here in Australia, old fella, your old fella is a way to refer to your penis. Penis, what am I, 12? Your cock, your schlong, your dick, your phallus, I don't know, whatever you wanna call it. Next up, number 17, and that is pash. Pash in Australia just means to make out. The next 3 are all words that we do say, I guess, in America. Like, it's not like they're like words you've never heard of, but they're words that we just don't actually use. And here in Australia, they love these words. These are like 3 of their favorite words. They say them all the time. And that is 1, fuckhead. A fuckhead. A fuckhead is someone who is fucked in the head. Someone who's just stupid and annoying. They're a fuckhead. Next up, and I realized I kind of said this one in the beginning, but that is a dickhead. A dickhead is a jerk, an idiot. Of all these things I've said, that might be the number 1 used slur here in Australia. Actually, I totally take that back. That is the number 2 most said slur, dirty word, or whatever in Australia. Because the number 1 most commonly said dirty Australian word is cunt. I feel wrong just even saying it. It's in America. That is like one of the worst words you can use. It is incredibly harsh. It is offensive. People will take a step back if they hear you say that. However, that is the total opposite here in Australia. In Australia, cunt isn't even a bad word. It hardly even has a negative connotation here. I mean, I guess it depends what group you're with, but it's definitely not any worse than like any other like curse word. Over half the time that they use it, it's in a positive way. Like, like he's a good cunt, he's a good guy, he's a good man. Oh, dude, he's a fucking mad cunt, sick cunt, dirty cunt. I don't know. You can just put it with whatever word you want. I do have to say though, it really does just fit the Aussie accent well because I cannot say it. Like for this video is like really the only time that I've said it. However, when I'm around Aussies and they say it, it's like when I first came here, I was kind of like, oh, like you know, it catches your attention. Now when they talk and they say it, like I literally just in one ear out the other. It's like any other word.
Some of the words, I mean, it's so outrageous just seeing it on the screens. I don't know how they came up with those terms, but some of those terms really are just out of the box, man. Some of them sound like what it's going to say. Not many, but some of them sound like that. And there are a few terms he said there that I thought it was American, or maybe Americans use them frequently, but it's actually Australian born kind of word. And he said some terms there and I'm really taken aback by it. Not necessarily the vulgarness of it, but it's almost like with doing those reactions to different countries, not just Australia. Sometimes I don't know, you just by having so many Americanized movies and all those things, especially growing up when there were not many choices of televised stuff. You grow up to this think everything is American. When you actually go to different countries or you hear videos talking about a country, certain things about a country, you realize that everything is not American. And from the past year that I've been doing this, it took away some ignorance that I thought everything just was American, even how it's made. You don't think that another country has inventions. You think that everything comes from America because the media was so dominant back in the days. Everything was American television, especially where I'm from. It just makes me want to go even deeper about things that I don't know and things that I should know, and take away all the ignorance, because some countries need to be given that praise for the innovativeness that they have. We need to give them that because they play an important role in some of the things that we have today in my country and other places in the world. So man, this was really good. I know it's bad language, but I'm looking at it from a whole different spectrum, not just what he just said. I'm looking at it from a historic aspect as well that's beyond words, and that was very. I would say it's enlightening. Some people might not say it's enlightening because it's showcasing bad words about Australia, but it's beyond that. I'm taking it beyond that. I got a YouTube membership. Join my YouTube membership. I got plenty of content over there, members only content, and I'm working on something very new. You guys gonna like it. Trust me. Join the membership. You're not gonna regret. I bet. If you want to see that long channel that I do, hit me on Dyce Reacts, Music Reactions. This is where I'm gonna be making my exit until next time. Peace out.